Hey, welcome to the Tigers Halftime Breakdown Podcast. We're here to talk about great Auburn sports and most of all, great football. Let's get to it.
The Tigers Halftime Breakdown Podcast. And with us today, we have three colleagues from Avondale back with us, and we do appreciate it. From left to right, we have Darby Price. Hey, Darby, how are you today? There she is. And then there's Lydia Love in the middle, repping some halftime swag. And then Jah Williams, and having you guys with us again today. And with that, we have several things we want to talk about just to bring joy, advice, and talk all about some great cocktails. So guys, we were talking a little bit before we started. What are the fall flavors this year? What do we expect to see when we go out for a great night in Auburn? Jah, what do you think?
Right now, the most popular thing I have is pepper. We're going super into the mint. I have a peppermint mint patty chocolate martini. It's been the craze I have accidentally made, but it's what's most popular.
All right. So peppermint sounds like it's a thing right now. Probably a perennial favorite. Darby, what should we be looking for when we're out there on the town looking for a great cocktail?
I'm thinking of sweet, warm, probably a little bit of black walnut flavors, if you will. Yeah. Most places that you go to, you probably expect chai or something along those lines, clove, those kind of things. So yeah, those are fall flavors.
Well, It sounds like there's a lot of great flavors out there to be had. And I know there's always new stuff coming down the pike and what's going to be hot this year around. Lydia, is there anything that is different this year or new coming up?
So we've already released our new holiday menu and the seasonal menu. And there are a lot of good stuff. We have apple cider on there. We have maple syrup, which is new for us to be using. Oh. And it's really delicious. Josh said he's been using the peppermint in that martini. And people have been loving it. You get a nice variety. Some are a little sweeter, more desserty. Some are going to be a little more bitter, but still with the warmth that you need for fall, even though we don't do warm cocktails.
Okay. Sounds like there's some classics out there and then some new things too. I know we've talked about the traditional holiday flavors. You guys have some delicious old standbys like the Stone Fence or delicious apple flavor pairings. I'm curious, is there anything coming down the pike which is not classic, not typical, anything that's just almost off the wall for the holidays this year? I haven't seen anything yet, but you guys know better than me.
So there's one called the Gingerberry Collins. It has a honey ginger syrup in there, some cranberry, a little bit of gin, lime, Cointreau, and some rhubarb bitters. But when all mixed together, it's like a warm winter spice punch, and it's really delicious.
That was the perfect way to describe that.
Always delicious. Bring me to something else we were talking about just a little ago before we went online. And that's all about one of the drinks Avondale's famous for, really well known for. That's the Espresso Martini. It's a hit all year round. But I was really curious, when it comes to the Espresso Martini up there, what makes it so special? Why is the Avondale one of, if not the best ones around?
I feel like it's more catered to what?
Morty, listen, you were right. This place is great. Look, you're not answering your phone. Not sure what the deal is, but you've got to get here. I don't care if you bring those Knights of the Sun, Jerry, or whoever. They're young people, old people. Morty, everybody's here. They're all here. And they have wings. 75-cent wings on Wednesday. And Morty, $6 bottles of wine on Thursday. Remember what you had to do to get wine for Mr. Nimbus? Well, this is a whole lot easier, pal. Not sure how I feel about the wings with the whole bird person thing, but it is what it is, Morty. So I don't know what you're doing, or if you're in the vat of acid, or in the hole, or at the Citadel, but you gotta get here, Morty. This got me thinking, and maybe I'll even do the whole Pickle Rick thing again. See you here, Morty!
Aw, jeez. All right, we're all going to halftime.
They want here, as to when it comes to martinis, like the espresso martinis, they want creamy, they want espresso. Now they want sweet. We have absolute vanilla, we have cream, we have Kahlua, and then we, of course, have the espresso that's in it. So that's apparently what they think in their mind is the perfect espresso martini.
Darby, you can teach me. It sounds like, and again, the one up there's so well known, so loved. What are some of the variants? What are some of the things that make espresso martinis different, or what could they be?
I like to do a variant of it with Frangelica.
Me too.
So it'll be our typical measurements. And then a little splash of some Frangelica, like walnut bitters. It gives them a good nutty flavor. Very
Yes.
warm, very welcome.
You want to tell them what Frangelico is?
Frangelica is a
Hazelnut liqueur.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And who knew there were so many different kinds? It sounds like everybody's palate, and you guys know this better than me, as customers is very different one to the next. But even amongst bartenders, there's so many different palates. So I guess what I'm really curious about as we get into it is, what's a cocktail that you guys are willing to make everything? I'm curious, what's the one that gets ordered either for time, number of bottle pulls, or complexity, or unusual ingredients? What's the one that, man, it's that one. Do you guys have one like that?
I have one. It's a very simple cocktail to make. It's a spicy margarita. It just ruins the muddler. You get all the jalapeno all over it. You have to clean it off to make sure you don't have any residue left for whenever you're muddling stuff like our Victoria, which has orange, cucumber, mint. You don't want the jalapeno in there. I don't know what it is, but that is my least favorite to make. It's very easy to make, but
Your kryptonite.
yeah.
Yeah.
Any others? Guys, do you have any others that you dread and you're like, oh man, I got that one?
For me, it would definitely have to be a Manhattan. I'm a flair bartender, so it's hard for me to put flair into something that's stirred. That's just my biggest issue when it comes to any drink. I really don't dislike making anything, but if I can't add flair to it, it's hard for me to get into it.
Interesting. We don't have that problem at halftime so much. Just pull the tap and it's there. But maybe a little bit more over at Oz, but not so much at halftime. Darby, any cocktail that when you make it,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
It's definitely the espresso martini. I'll tell you what, I think it's more so the tediousness of it. Say after a game day, people come in and they want, every single person that comes in wants an espresso martini.
You're just making them too delicious, Darby. It's like you can't resist. It's like,
I mean, I understand wanting one and I understand the hypeness of it, but there are so many great martinis out there, guys. Me having to make 25 in a row, it'll get on anyone's nerves, but it's great.
yeah. I can imagine you get home after a long night, early in the morning, and you smell like espresso martini. Maybe
Yes, absolutely.
Guys, another thing that people have asked me, and I said, okay, I'll definitely ask them. When you go to make something that is maybe not your favorite or outside of your palate, maybe something that you wouldn't drink typically. I'm really interested in what you guys drink when you do. I'm really curious, how do you work with ingredients that maybe aren't your favorite to make something really delicious? It seems to me like that's one of the biggest challenges.
Mhm.
Things you wouldn't normally drink, but you show them love anyway. How do you do that?
Alfred, I'm going to be home late. Don't wait up. Yes, Master Bruce, and what is it you'll be doing this evening? By the way, you've had 2 female callers, one from the Daily Bugle, that's Miss Lane, and another Miss H. Quinn. When shall I say you'll be arriving home?
I've got things to do. Like I said, Alfred, don't wait up. I'll be meeting some friends.
Well, very well then, that's fine. Your lobster thermidor will be awaiting you on your arrival home. Hey, Brian, put that down.
Hey, you on your way over to halftime?
I'll see you there in 10 minutes, Bats. Remind me to tell you how I got these scars.
I used to be a culinary student. For me, I think of the flavors that do go well together, even if they're not what I like, because I did cook a lot of things I might not have liked. I know what goes good together. So I know if I put these flavors with these flavors, that I'll come up with something that, if it's not perfect, I can make perfect.
It's just like pairing well with other things. There's so many liqueurs that you can play with. There's so many citrus and syrups that you have. Even finding something that's perfect and then taking a syrup and perfecting it to fit that cocktail. It's the fun part in mixology.
Okay, it's been a long day. We got through the holiday, or it's been the end of a long shift. Now it's your what is it for a shifty or some other time? This is what you're going to drink when it's your time to shine. What's your favorite? What do you guys do?
So I think we can all agree on Rumpy.
Oh.
We love Rumplemans.
Yeah, okay.
But I also love very bitter stuff and herbal flavors. So I love Fernet.
Okay.
I also love Campari. And there's a shot called a Ferrari. It's just equal parts Fernet and Campari. And it tastes like bitter pain. And most people hate it. And I get it. So delightful.
Hey, well,
That's one of my good things. Definitely give it.
cocktails is pain. Okay. Got it.
I'll sit there and make really crazy cocktails all day. And everybody asks me, what's your favorite drink? I drink Kentucky Gentleman and Sprite, and that's fine with me.
Okay.
I love my $4 cocktails, and I will never be upset with it.
What's the go-to?
I'm a Crown Preacher Sprite kind of guy.
Oh, all right.
Simple. Yeah, after the clock, it's simple.
Yeah.
I'm tired of all that work.
Well, it seems for you guys, although you have very varied palates and make so many different things, at the end of the day, relatively straightforward cocktails, couple bottle pulls, just keeping it simple. Really interesting because a lot of what you make is often so nuanced and complex. So super interesting to hear. As we wrap up, one of the things I usually do here on the podcast is we ask the question, as far as a public service announcement goes, a PSA, how do we continue to be good customers? Sometimes we have those nights where we're out and maybe we have one or more than one in us. We always ask, how do we continue to be good customers and hopefully get the cocktails we're asking for in a timely fashion and help ourselves? So, guys, what can you teach me about that? Last time, for example, I was told, don't be a card tapper. I resisted. I'm not being a card tapper. I'm working on that. What are some other things I can work on to just be a reasonable customer and maybe get the cocktails I'm in a timely fashion?
So one thing is, whenever you're sitting at the bar, we have our wells. And we'll set our glasses up and line them up as we're making the drinks. If you're sitting right now, whenever you're finished with your drink, don't shove it up to the very edge, right where we're setting all of our glasses, because we don't want to get any dirty glasses mixed or touching our new glasses. That means we have to take those off, rewash those, set up new glasses. It's just small little things. If you see that, you can push it forward a little bit, but don't push it to the spot where you see all of our new drinks lined up.
Okay. Good to know.
Honestly, me personally, it's looking at the patience in someone. If you're sitting there and you have been so patient, so kind, but you're constantly like connecting that eye contact, like I'm coming to you, bro. I promise you.
Because if you're yelling at me,
I'm
walking right
it's
past.
the people, exactly. It's the people that are looking for that attention and being rude to get the attention. I'm literally, you're never going to be next in line.
I'm looking at you and walking to the next person. I'm
absolutely.
not wasting my time.
And if you're waiting on a drink, don't sit there and just have a conversation with your group of friends. Never look at the bartender, because we're going to look at the people who are looking at us, who are ready in that instant to order. Because 3 seconds feels like an eternity.
Having your ID and your card, I'm coming to you first.
So it sounds like good advice. Just to recap, don't be a card tapper. Stop pushing cocktail right up on you at the end of the bar when you're making drinks there. Eye contact is okay. Probably not a staring contest, but reasonable eye contact. Have my ID and card out so that when the bar is 4 deep or more, when I'm next up, you're set up to go. I guess I'm going to have to work on with the fall flavor. It's okay. Guys, I really appreciate your time today. I look forward to seeing you up at Avondale and when we cross paths either at halftime or that other place, Oz upstairs. I look forward to seeing you guys out there on the trail and appreciate the advice today. Thanks so much, guys. Really nice to see you all.
Thank you, Dave.
Well, hey, thanks for joining us on the Tigers Halftime Breakdown. We really appreciate your time today. We look forward to having you as a guest next time. We look forward to having you as a listener. You have a great day, and we'll see you soon